everyone, welcome to another video. So these videos are so fun to create because I love comparing drugstore products against high-end products. The ones that I chose today I think are great alternatives. I don't like using the word dupe. I think that word sometimes gets tossed around a lot out there. What I'd like to do is compare products that may be similar in texture, in shade, but there is always going to be a few differences. So that's why I like to call them makeup alternatives. Now I have 5 drugstore and 5 high-end products on my face right now. There is in total going to be 6 products, but I'll explain the 6th product in a second. And then before we jump into the video, can you guess right now which side I have the drugstore products on and which side I have the high-end products on? So if you guessed this side has drugstore, this side has the high-end products, then you are right. Now this is not a full face. This is just 5 products that I have been using lately. Sometimes when I get the idea of, you know what, I think this is really similar to this product, and then I test it out behind the scenes, and also that I think are great for us mature ladies. So let's first start off with a lip product. So on this side, I have the Summer Fridays. This is the Lip Butter Balm. And on this side, I have the MCO Beauty Peptide Lip Treatment. Now the shades are going to be completely different, I realize that, but I really wanted to test these two out because they are both lip treatments, but the MCO Beauty is a fraction of the cost of the Summer Friday. Now this is a new brand that just recently came to Canada. I think it's been out for a little while. It is, from what I understand, an Australian brand, and from what I've seen is they do recreate products that are higher end. Now, I did watch Tati. She had a whole video about this brand. I know that she said in her video that she was not very impressed with how similar, like even the packaging was very similar to the higher end products. The store I was in, they didn't have the whole line of all of the products. So I just grabbed the lip treatment because I knew I had a Summer Fridays one. Now, what I will say is this one is wonderful for the buttery texture. It's very popular. It won, I think it was a couple of years ago, it won for like an Allure Beauty Award. It's very nourishing, very hydrating. So what I did today was I applied it on this half of my lip. And my lips feel very smooth after using this. The dryness, there is no dryness. It's not greasy feeling. And you can even use this as an overnight lip mask. Now the MCO Beauty, very similar properties to it. Very nourishing, hydrating. My lips feel instantly moisturized, very smooth. It claims that it does have somewhat of a plumping effect to it. I don't really notice that when I use it. It's made with skincare ingredients. Very similar packaging to the Summer Fridays. They all seem to be coming out with these now where they have that, where they're both really cushiony. And like I mentioned, these aren't going to be the same shade, obviously, but I will show you the texture. I do find the MCO Beauty, so that's the pink one here, has a slight edge in creaminess compared to Summer Friday. But you can both see very glossy. They last a decent amount of time. Keep in mind, they're a lip balm, and it does leave a shade on your lips as well. And they have peptides in them. They both have a bunch of shades. And neither one of them are like sticky or greasy feeling, then this is a great option for you. And like I said, it's new to Canada, so I thought, why not give it a try? Now, before I jump into the makeup products, I did want to talk about that 6th brand or product I was mentioning to you, because I did have one of my viewers reach out and ask if there is brushes that are very similar to the BK Beauty ones, because I had some in a previous video by Alter Ego. So what I wanted to show you today, I used some of them to apply the products to my face, and I'll also share with you some of my favorites that I use. So one of my previous videos, I showed you the Alter Ego. This is the 106, and then the comparison to that is the BK Beauty 101. Actually, I'll go like this because this is the high end and this is the drugstore. Very similar in the shape. The face brushes, I do really enjoy the Alter Ego, but the benefit that I find with the BK Beauty is there's just a certain quality to them. Are they exactly the same? No. The fibers are very soft on the BK Beauty. Like there's just, I don't know, it's hard to describe. It's just a softness to them. And I find that the BK Beauty ones have a bit more of a firmness to them compared to the Alter Ego. If you are somebody that you just want something affordable to use, then definitely I say go for the Alter Ego. They do have different sets. So they have an actual collection. Alter Ego did send me like their whole entire collection, which was very generous of them. So they sent me the collection, which you can purchase. There is also sets that they sell, and then they also sell the brushes individually. What I do find is the BK Beauty ones pick up the product just differently when I'm applying it to my face. So this one today I used to apply my foundation. And as I'm talking to you, I'll insert the B-roll as well. And then one of my favorite fluffy brushes from BK Beauty is the 201 brush. So you can see how nice and fluffy that is. And then the Alter Ego one is the 210. Similar, so I'll put them side by side. But you can see here the BK Beauty is just slightly, like a little bit more fluffier. And then I also used, this is the 201 for BK Beauty, and then Alter Ego is the 206. But they're both an angled brush. You can see the BK Beauty one is a tiny bit smaller. And I do find it to be slightly more dense. And which is nice when I'm always trying to smudge out my eyeliner. Now I'll just show you these ones. I didn't use these today, but I wanted to show you how similar they are. So the BK Beauty 112 and Alter Ego 110. So you can see how similar they are. Again, there's just a little bit of softness that the BK Beauty has with the firmness. It's a tiny bit smaller. I use this one a lot to put on blush because I find it just fits nicely on my cheek area. All right, so what I'm going to do now is start with the makeup products, but I will also show you the brushes that I use to apply those products. So let's start off with the bronzer that I used today. So on this side, I have the NARS Laguna Bronzing Cream. Love this stuff. This is amazing, wonderful bronzer. And then I'm comparing it to the Milani. This is the Cheek Kiss. I have this one in the shade Hey Honey. And in the NARS, I have Laguna 1. So a few things about the NARS. The texture feels slightly different to the Milani one, where it is, I'm going to say like a moussey feel to it. It gives a beautiful natural finish. It was I think a few years ago, like an Allure Beauty Award winner. Very long wearing. It's not like a bronzer that fades out like after a few hours. It smells amazing. Love the smell to it. And very, very creamy. Like amazing, amazing, amazing. So that's the shade of the NARS. Well, you can kind of see from the swatch that it has sort of like a matte look to it, but it's not matte. Like it has a little bit of radiance, but the price point is pretty up there for this one. Now the Milani, very similar qualities to it. Blendable, natural looking on the skin. It doesn't have the exact same creaminess that the NARS does, but it does feel very smooth. So the Milani is just slightly darker here, but pretty comparable. I find that it gives like a summer sun-kissed glow to the skin. It's never orangey looking, very natural. And I would say with both of these products, they're bronzers that I don't think you can overdo it. I don't think you can over apply these because they blend so nicely into the skin. And with the Milani one, I think if you wanted to have more coverage, you can definitely build them up. The Milani one also gives a soft matte look. So that's why I think that they are so very similar in blendability. And they both have a fair amount of shades that I think look really flattering on every skin tone. And then pairing it with the brushes that I used today. So I went ahead and used the BK Beauty 106 brush and the Alter Ego 107 brush. Now these are technically a foundation brush, but I prefer to use a dense brush when I'm applying a cream like bronzers or blush to my cheeks. But again, you can see very, very similar. When I go like this with the brush, you can see that the fibers just kind of stay in place, whereas the Alter Ego has some, I guess, movement or some flexibility to them. All right, so let's jump into the blush that I use today. So on this side, I have the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Matte Liquid Blush. Now, I do have the shade Bliss, and even though this is a matte formula, they also come in dewy versions as well. But the reason I wanted to show you the matte one today is because the dewy one that I have, the shade won't be the same as the drugstore side that I showed. It's more pink. That one I have in the shade Worth. But the one I'm comparing it to is the L'Oreal, the Lumi Le Liquid Blush. Now, I just recently discovered this blush, and when I was using it one morning, that it just dawned on me that this really does have similar qualities to the Rare Beauty one. So let's first talk the Rare Beauty. So it comes as a stick. And I'm sure so many of you have heard about Rare Beauty, how pigmented they are. They can sometimes be a little bit harder to work with, just because if you do end up accidentally applying too much, they can be harder to remove and to blend it out. So there's the shade in the Rare Beauty. That's the Bliss. I would say this gives maybe like a medium coverage, but you can see on this side here, my cheek does look slightly more matte than this side here. Now the L'Oreal also comes in two finishes, but I wasn't going to go and run out just for the sake of this video. Both brands have a dewy version and a matte version. What I find about the Rare Beauty line is here in Canada, it's only sold in Sephora, and it's, I'm gonna say, one of the more, I'll put into quotation marks, affordable brands at Sephora. Like when I say she, I mean Selena Gomez. She's the creator of the Rare Beauty line. She tries to keep things, I think, a little bit more cost effective than other brands at Sephora. So, and I do really like a lot of her products. Now this shade that I have from the L'Oreal line, which is, let me just see here on the top. This is Dewy Bright Pink. So it is also a doe foot applicator. Now this one is slightly more pink than the Rare Beauty. There's the L'Oreal. But they do blend in so nicely. You can build this one up. And I would say the L'Oreal isn't as intimidating to use. I find that even if you put like 1 dot or 2 dots, it is very easy to blend in. And it says it's great for all skin types. This side does give me just a slight bit of radiance compared to the matte side. The L'Oreal does have shades in like a matte formula, but this one is just more affordable. And then the brushes I used was the BK Beauty 107 brush and the Alter Ego 113. The BK Beauty is a little bit smaller and has more of a dome top. All right, so let's chat about the mascara that I'm wearing today. So on the one side, I am wearing the Lancome Flutter Extension Mascara. And on the drugstore side, I'm wearing the CoverGirl Wrap Mascara. When I first started using this CoverGirl one, the wand and the formula felt very, very similar to my Lancome. And you can see, like, on my lashes today, I mean, I can't see a difference. But the biggest difference is the price. So let me first discuss the Lancome. So this does have great lengthening. I like the way it separates my lashes. It doesn't flake, it doesn't smudge, lasts all day. What I did find initially about this Lancome is it's more of a drier mascara, but it does give some nice curl. And I like how it is a small enough wand that it gets into those little corner hairs, and it also does a nice job on my lower lashes. I don't like a thicker mascara wand when I'm doing my bottom lashes, so this one's nice for that. Now, one of the things that Lancome does not have, the CoverGirl does have the claim, is it's a tubing mascara. Now, if you watched my initial review of this mascara, what I do find about it is it's not like your typical tubing mascara. So with that, when I go to remove it at the end of the night, I find it's just slightly harder to get off than my regular tubing mascaras. I use like quite a variety of tubing mascaras. I love them. I think that they are the best mascaras for mature eyes, just simply for that fact that when I go to remove it at the end of the day, the tubes just basically glide off and I don't have to do a lot of like tugging and rubbing of my eye to try and get the mascara off. But with this one, it's just not, I'm going to say not as easy to get those tubes off as other mascaras that I use. But it is nice. Now it is, I find a little bit of a wetter mascara than the Lancome, but very similar in the sense that it gives great length, curling, and the wand does a nice job on the bottom lashes. Now, one of the things you can see about the two different wands, the bristles, they look very similar, which they are. They have what I call them like little spiky kind of bristles. The CoverGirl one does seem to have a little bit of fullness at the end of the wand. The CoverGirl is much more affordable. And I find it does give me that kind of lash extension effect. I have quite short, stubby little lashes, which I've shown on my channel before. So I'm always looking for a mascara that will give me that lengthening. You know what, a lot of the times I'm not even looking for a lot of volume. I just want some length. But I haven't had any issues with it clumping on me. There's no smudging. It doesn't flake. All right, so let's jump into the lipsticks that I'm wearing today. Now this one was a little bit shocking for me because the formula is not at all like the formula on the Drugstore one that I'm going to show you. So on this side, I have the Rare Beauty Kind Words Matte Lipstick. I have it in the shade Creation. Now, I love her packaging. It's very nice. It's one of those ones where you push up and the lipstick's inside. It's a really comfortable formula. Even though it says it's matte, it's not drying on the lips at all. It actually feels very hydrating. And then hopefully you can see on my lips. So this side I have the Rare Beauty, and on this side I have the Drugstore. What surprises me is on this side, it doesn't look matte. It's a very buttery texture. So that's the Rare Beauty. Well, the one I'm comparing it to is a shade of L'Oreal that has been around forever. This is the shade 800 Ferrous Nude. Now this one, you'll see the difference on the swatch. It has a slightly more pinker tone to it, but the shades are pretty comparable. And the other thing you'll notice about the L'Oreal is it has more of a sheen to it. But once you get them onto the lip, they look exactly the same. Like you can't tell that this is a matte over here. But I think it's just a great alternative if you want just a really nice, neutral lipstick. Wears a decent amount of time. I mean, it is a bullet lipstick, so you do a lot of times have to reapply that throughout the day. And with the whole L'Oreal line, there's so many different shades, but I loved how these looked so similar. So just another option for you if you're looking for a nice drugstore lipstick. And then I'll show you the last two brushes that I use a lot. So this is the BK Beauty 104. And this is the Alter Ego 105. So I use these ones to apply any sort of powder to my face. Again, very similar, but the fibers just have a bit of a different feel to them than the Alter Ego. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and my take on some great makeup alternatives to higher end brands. I will have everything linked and listed down below for you, including the brushes, the Alter Ego brushes. I'll have those listed down below as well. And I just want to say thank you so much to everybody from my last video that reached out and just left a comment when I shared with you that my brother-in-law had passed away recently. So just thank you so much. All those comments were so very kind. And then on another note, I just want to also say thank you. I finally reached 30,000 subscribers. I couldn't have done it without all of you, so thank you so much. I appreciate it. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you're not already. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!